Hello again, and welcome to a new live show on AUK Radio. I'm your host, Yinka. On this show, we talk about health and wellness and everything in between. And today's episode is no exception. But before we dive into our topic today, here's our little disclaimer, or short disclaimer rather. We are here to provide all our viewers and listeners information for general purposes only. We do not diagnose, prescribe, neither do we claim to heal any ailments or sickness or diseases whatsoever. So please do speak to your healthcare provider in the first instance, especially if you're considering making some healthy lifestyle changes, so you have their say-so and cooperation. Now, with that being said, I said before, we're about health and wellness. And today, we're talking about hope, healing, and stem cells. You're probably thinking, stem cells. Yes. Well, as we go into today's episode, you will understand more. So let me just give us a little bit of a background about what we're going to be talking about today. So we're talking about leukemia. Leukemia is a cancer of the blood-forming tissue, usually the bone marrow. So in other words, it's a bone marrow blood cancer. What happens is that the bone marrow produces large numbers of abnormal white blood cells that don't work properly. Now, these cells crowd out the healthy blood cells, that is, the white and the red blood cells and the platelets, which are the soldiers in our bodies to help keep us healthy. Well, that's a short intro to leukemia. I'll let my guest for today tell us a bit more about leukemia and what our organization is doing. So join me in welcoming Veronica. I'm going to let her say her last name. I've been practicing it. And I've lost the edge now. So I'll let her say a full name for our viewers and listeners. Thank you. Welcome, Veronica.
Thank you, Yinka. I'm really happy to be here and on this show. It's my first time and I'm really excited.
Excellent.
So thank you for welcoming me.
And we're excited to hear what you have to say to us today. So a little bit about Veronica. Veronica, of course, is a woman of strength and purpose, a self-discovery and inner wellness coach. Now, I remember reading your bio and I thought, what is an inner wellness coach? So you're going to tell us a bit about that soon. So Veronica is also a registered mental health nurse and the founder of Kevin Kavava Leukemia Trust. Please, once again, join me in welcoming Veronica to the show. So, Veronica.
Yes.
For our audience and for myself, tell me or tell us, what is an inner wellness coach, or who is an inner wellness coach?
Thank you so much, Yinka. Let me first of all pronounce my name for you, because I think you're not the only one. Everybody I come across, and especially the Caucasians, they always have a problem with pronouncing my name. So my name is Veronica Kararwa. I come from Kenya, or I was born in Kenya, but of course I live here in London. So you're asking about inner wellness. Mm-hmm. Now, let me explain. So being an inner wellness coach, it is something that I started after I realized that everything or all our health starts from our inner self. Yep. That if you don't know yourself, that if you don't come back to you and to yourself, if you focus on the things that are outside of you, they actually cause you more unhealth. But if you focus on the things that are happening inside of you, your inner being, and that is being aware of your body, being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your emotions. Yeah. Because any illness is combined within ourselves. And when I talk about within ourselves, is if you start by being aware of what you are thinking, if you are aware of what you are feeling in terms of our emotions, because they are very, our emotions are very strong. And if they're not well managed, and especially the negative ones, they are usually the source of most of illnesses. But people don't know that, because usually we focus on what is happening outside of us rather than what is happening inside of us. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So an inner wellness is about how do you manage that? How do you manage being in your being and being at the center of yourself, being at peace, being not stressed and comfortable. But of course, it also includes other things like what do you also put within your body. So it's kind of a big thing, but it starts with your inner self.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I hope that has answered your question.
Absolutely. Eloquently so. Thank you. Thank you. It's about the mind. It all starts from the inside. And I say one thing, I said, we should be body detectives. So knowing what is going on in our bodies and also what is going on up there in our minds. So we can take control and be in control. Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you. So, Veronica, you've dedicated much of your work to empowering women and helping people rise through life challenges. But your story also carries a deep personal meaning. Can you share with us the story behind the KKLT and how your son Kevin's journey became the heart of this mission?
Thank you very much. You know, in life, we go through life sometimes and we take things for granted. But it is not until something serious happens to you that maybe sometimes it forces you to come back into yourself and ask difficult life questions. And for me, that journey started when my son, who was only 22 years old, was diagnosed with leukemia. And when I tell that story, my story is as a qualified mental health practitioner, as well as a DBT trained nurse. I was just going through my normal work. My son I'm a single mother, 2 boys, and the eldest was in his 3rd year, and everything was going okay with us until he was in Portsmouth University, and of course we were living in London, and he had this cold that was not going away. I think it actually went for more than 2 weeks, and every time I call him, I would find, oh, you still have that cold. And being from a background of a nurse, I actually advised him to go and see the GP, and I particularly asked him to ask for a blood test. So, and I think it must have scared him, because I told him, you know, for a young person to have a cold that is going on for 2 weeks, I thought it was too long. So he listened to me, and he went to the GP, and lo and behold, I got that call when he told me, Mom, I went to the GP as you asked. I asked for the blood test, and I've just received a call. They suspect leukemia. Wow. Leukemia? I had heard about leukemia, and I knew what leukemia was. I knew it was kind of a blood cancer. But these are these are the things that you always hear from other people or out there. And I can tell you, when I had it, I just got paralyzed. I couldn't move. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to feel. I was just there. But as they say, the love of a mother is very strong, because even within that zombie kind state, I realized he needed to be with someone. And so I called for a friend, and quickly we went to the hospital. I think he was told to go to, they told him to stay where he was. They were going to pick him up and took him to Queen Elizabeth Hospital. And that is where I went. And they told us, we're going to do more tests, and then we'll let you know and confirm tomorrow. That night was the worst night I've ever had in my life. I beseeched all gods. I prayed. I cannot explain to you. It was the worst night I've ever had in my life. And I was praying against all prayers that the results will come negative, that they had got it wrong. But unfortunately, the call came and confirmed that he had leukemia. So it was devastating for me and for a young man who had a big life ahead of him. So to fast forward, it was a difficult journey starting from there. Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, name it. And I could see my son changing in front of me. And I had despair. He was desperate. The whole family was really affected. And I always tell people that sometimes the family even gets more affected than the patient themselves. So the story was, the journey was painful. And it was a journey that made me go inside of back to myself, with the way I was feeling, with what was going on, with the helplessness and hopelessness of the whole situation. And I think that is where all my journey started, in terms of what I do now and who I became. I always say that the journey transformed me, because sometimes when you go through something so tough and you feel so helpless and hopeless, and you realize your limitations, and then you got nothing else to say but to surrender, that is when you kind of come back to yourself and talk about existential stuff. Why am I here? Who am I? Why do I have to go through this? Why now? Why my son? I mean, you ask so many deep questions.
Yes.
And it is through those deep questions that I kind of also found myself, and also the strength and the resilience to go through what we went through. Remember, I had another son. He was 17 at the time of diagnosis. And here I am. I've got to divide my life, my love and time for the 17-year-old who also needed a lot of support. And there is this other one who is sick and is in hospital and undergoing a very tough time. So I felt I was being tested, and it was truly, I was being tested. And for me to stand here and give my story about that journey, I always felt that God had to take me through that journey. He had to make me ask those questions. Some of them didn't have answers, but it's now looking back that I get the answers that I was really seeking for. And I think that is where the self-discovery journey started. And within that self-discovery journey, the trust was born, which we started for Kevin's legacy. So Kevin Karalo Leukemia Trust was founded on the midst of pain. And it is only because we found that for Kevin to survive, he desperately needed a stem cell donor, which they used to call bone marrow donation. And what we didn't realize at the time is that bone marrow or stem cell donation goes with ethnicity. And what do I mean by that? It goes, if you're Black, you match Black. If you're Caucasian, you match a Caucasian. If you're Asian, you match an Asian. And apparently, there are very few Black people who are registered as potential stem cell donors in the National Stem Cell Registry. We didn't know that, and we had to find it the difficult way. And besides the devastation of the diagnosis, the other devastation was that my son could get better if he could get a stem cell donor. But he couldn't, because apparently, as Black people, we do not register to become stem cell donors, and there were no donors. And that was another blow. And that it was also new information that we didn't know. And I know that the reason we don't know is because when these things don't happen to us, we are not interested.
That's right.
We cannot be bothered because we are always thinking stuff like this happens to others. And you always think it will never happen to you. And until it happens to you, and then you realize there is a problem. And I think that is the problem that we want to, we have been addressing. And our aim is to educate people, create awareness, and so that we can increase those numbers, especially from the Black and ethnic community, to become potential stem cell donors and save lives.
Thank you. I did go to your website and I wanted to read something from there, which you've already alluded to, but I'll just read this paragraph here. So the KKLT Trust was born out of profound sense of loss and a heartfelt mission. Kevin Carava, a vibrant and charismatic young man, was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 22. Due to the lack of ethnic diversity in the stem cell registry, finding a matching stem cell donor was an insurmountable challenge for Kevin, his family, and friends. Despite their tireless efforts, a suitable donor was never found. His brother, however, offered 50% match donation, but unfortunately, it was not successful. In 2014, at the tender age of 24, Kevin lost his battle with leukemia before a suitable donor could be found. Kevin's dying wish was to register over 2,400 new volunteer donors onto the UK bone marrow registry, 100 for each year of his life. His legacy lives on through the KKLT, dedicated to increasing awareness and diversifying the bone marrow registry to save lives. Thank you. I just thought I'll read that from the website, and we'll put the website information at the bottom of the video, so please, viewers, have a read. Okay, so back to you, Veronica. So for our listener who may not know, we've talked and I've read it already about what KKLT does and how you support individuals and families affected by leukemia and other blood cancers. But I also noticed that other work that you do as part of your mission and vision for KKLT. Do you just want to talk a little bit about that, please?
Yes, as I was saying, we offer emotional well-being, and this came about in 2020. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Because you've disappeared.
Oh.
Yeah, but you've disappeared.
Okay, I'm back now. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this happened in 2020. Like I was saying, our normal or major work is about creating awareness and educating so that people can understand leukemia, blood cancers, stem cell donation, and stem cell transplant. And most of our work involves outreach, going out there, talking to people, creating events, going to churches and all that. So it's outreach and it's physical. But come 2020 and COVID hit, and obviously now we cannot do that kind of work.
Yeah.
And it is during that time, everything shut down. And we thought, what can we do? And for me, as an experience, as I was saying, when you have blood cancer and you are undergoing treatment, and especially with chemo kills all the good and the bad cells. So there are periods whereby you don't have any cells, and especially the white blood cells that protect us from any infection. I did mention that sometimes when people are undergoing a treatment, sometimes they are not killed by the disease itself. They are usually killed by within that period when they don't have any cover. If they have an opportunistic infection, it can easily kill them because they don't have anything to protect them.
Yes.
So I remember even when Kevin was in hospital, there were times when we were really kind of honing on counting his neutrophils. Are they coming up? Because then you know that he has cover, and usually they were put on isolation. So a few visitors, one at a time, you have to wear masks and all that in case you bring an infection, and then it becomes a problem. So you can imagine during COVID, so there was now isolation upon isolation.
Yes.
So there is the isolation because of the treatment you're undergoing, and there is now the isolation because COVID, nobody can even come and visit you. So we started this emotional well-being group. And the other reason was, as a mother who had experienced a tough time and a difficult journey, I know what I went through. It was a difficult time emotionally. And I always tell people that during that time, even as much as I am a qualified mental health practitioner, I know what depression is, and I know what the symptoms are. But even then, I could not stop those feeling depressed. And I had to go and see the GP for my depression. And it was really a tough time seeing myself on the other side of the chair, whereas usually I'm the one who is on the other side of the chair. And it is only because I realized that although I had people surrounding me, they never knew how or could not experience what I was experiencing inside of me. As a carer, I struggled a lot in terms of emotionally. There was the shock of the diagnosis. There is the uncertainty during the journey. There is the fear. There is the sadness. There was all these, so many emotions that I couldn't handle. And sometimes I felt like the only thing I wanted to do was to run away from everything. So within that experience, I thought, I wished that there could have been a place where I could have talked to someone, could have shared what I was going through. Because the people I could have shared at that point, they couldn't even understand what I was going through. They didn't know what to tell me. They didn't know what to do. And I don't blame them. So that is why we started this emotional well-being group. And this is where people, family, and people who are going, that they come, we teach them about how to manage their mental well-being, their emotional well-being. We also share stories, experiences, skills, how to manage all these emotions that come with the diagnosis and treatment process. So we have been running that group since 2020. We also offer vouchers for food, because remember, when you are unwell, you have to eat some special food. So we recognize that nutrition is also part of the journey.
Absolutely.
And we do help, not much, but the little we can, we do give some vouchers so that people can buy, or carers can buy, those little things that can assist the patient or some of our beneficiaries who are going through treatment to be able to cover that. So that is what we do. It's been very successful. The groups have been very successful. We have supported so many people, and people really do kind of we talk about different topics. Sometimes we have informal chats where just people talk about their experiences, share experiences. Sometimes we have professionals who come and teach about how to manage stress, how to manage emotions, nutrition. So we diversify and kind of bring different kind of topics, whereby we encourage people so that they can grow resilience, have hope, and have faith, and be able to manage their journey, as well as their carers learning how to support them through the tough journey.
Wow, excellent. Well done, Veronica, and of course to the team as well that helps you in this work.
And may I also add that the other thing also we have started is we have started also the youth, because we also thought that we need our youth and our young people to understand the issues that our community are going through.
Absolutely.
And we thought if we could educate and encourage them through the personal development route, whereby they can be able to, within my book, there is a program self-development program. We call it the acceptance program. And within that program, we tailored it for the youth so that we can grow ambassadors and teach our youth how to be responsible within the community, in the community. The importance of doing noble things like giving blood and signing up to be potential stem cell donors. Making them aware of the issues within the community, and especially the big issues like lack of kidney, lack of stem cell donors, and lack of blood donors. So we educate them, but we start by actually getting them to know themselves, who they are, what they can do within the community, building their character, kind of getting the whole thing about who they are within the community, what they can do. Because sometimes it's not only about going to school and achieving to become so-and-so. What is it could you do as a young person within the community? Noble things, things that can, enrich the community in different ways. So we have that Discover You Youth program that we started, I think, last year. So it's again that has been going very well. So we are teaching our young people how to become themselves, how to be authentic, and how to know who they are and what they want, and also how they can be able to be useful members of the community.
Excellent. Oh, wow. So that program is a physical or is that virtual?
It's virtual because, our young people are busy. So we thought, but what we do is that we do virtual, but towards the end of the program, we do the last workshop where we eat together and review what we have been. We socialize.
Like graduation, socializing. Yes.
We socialize. Yeah. We bring food and, we review the program and let them talk and express themselves about what they have learned and how they're going to be able to use the skills and what they have learned going forward.
Excellent. Well, thank you again, and well done. I mean, I'm jealous. I'm thinking I should be a youth again, so I can come on board. But yeah, it's good that you're considering and doing something for our young people as well. Well done.
Thank you.
You have been a powerful voice in reaching our BAME communities. So why is it so vital to increase awareness, which is what you do, and the stem cell donor registration in this community? I know you probably mentioned something to this effect earlier, but can you go just a little bit deeper?
Yeah. I feel very passionate about this, to be honest. And it's only because I come from a community that we are rich in culture. We are rich in so many things, but sometimes we also fail in other ways, and especially in solving our own problems. And I've realized that there are problems that we cannot wait anybody to come and solve them for us. We have to solve those problems within ourselves. We have to be our own solution. And one of these problems is the stem cell donation problem. Because as I said, if you're Black, you match Black, Caucasian to Caucasian, Asian to Asian. If you look at the statistics, if you are Black and you're unfortunate to be diagnosed with leukemia or any blood cancer, and you need a stem cell transplant, you got less than 2% chance of getting a donor. Why? Wow. Why are those numbers so low? What is it that is stopping us to be counted and to register to be potential stem cell donors? If you're Caucasian, you got from 76, I think, to 97% chance of getting a donor. Wow. So why are we lagging behind? Is it because we lack information? Is it because we don't want to? So what we have done is to go and find out what are the reasons that are stopping us to be able to sign up to become stem cell donors and save lives. Wow. And there are so many various reasons. So there is the ignorance,
Yes.
there is lack of information and lack of awareness. There is also some of the beliefs, some cultural beliefs and religious beliefs. So there are so many, and there are myths and stories that people tell themselves or share, and then it scares everyone.
Yes.
So, for example, when people hear bone marrow donation, they think, you're gonna, your bones will be cut. Those are myths that we want to tell people that's not what happens.
Yeah.
Some beliefs that really don't help us. And every culture, or because we have a variety of cultures within our Black communities, we have different beliefs and these religious beliefs. And this is what we teach people. We tackle that ignorance. If it is information, nowadays I tell people every information is on your fingertips. With the era of internet, you only have to ask a question. And even now AI, the information is there to be able to educate you about what is stem cell, what does it entail to become a stem cell donor? What do you need to do? If you are donating, what is the process? Because it is simple and it is easy nowadays. So the information is there. So we educate people about these things, just so that we can increase those numbers. And we encourage people that, ignorance is one of the things that makes people lag behind in so many things.
Absolutely.
And ignorance has made us stay or lag behind in so many areas within our communities. We need to challenge the beliefs that we hold. If we need to move forward, we need to challenge those beliefs. What are they? Are they making a difference into our lives? We have great cultures and traditions. Some of them are great, but do some of them hinder us from becoming the best people we can be within our communities and to develop our communities? We need to we need to be able to challenge ourselves as individuals and as a community, so that we can be able to come together and solve some of these problems. So that is what we do. That is what I love most. I like challenging people in our community, so that we can be able to do the right thing.
Yes.
Because the right thing is saving lives. And you never know that until you experience what I experienced. You never know how important it is when people come through for you until you go through something.
Yes.
So that is what we do, bringing the community, educating, creating that awareness, doing everything that we can so that we can all come together and say, you know what, we need each and every one of us to play a part in making things happen in a positive way for us, and even save lives. Because the statistics at the moment are, if you're Black and you need a kidney transplant, or you need a stem cell donor, or even sometimes blood, because remember, even if most of our communities have sickle cell, that we are struggling in those areas. And especially when the blood is specific, when that stem cell is specific, and when that kidney is specific, and it requires people from your community to pull together. So many lives gets lost. But because it hasn't affected you, sometimes most people are not aware of these things are happening. They always become aware when it happens to them. But we don't have to wait until things happen to us. Can we be proactive? Can we be also sensitive and do something before it gets to us? So that's what I'm passionate about.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Just to piggyback on your last point, about people being proactive, perhaps you can tell us, what are the steps involved, to be able to get onto the bone marrow stem cell register? Yeah.
It's very simple.
Okay.
It's very simple. At the moment, you just fill a form. It takes 2 minutes. That form is just about your name, your email address, your telephone number, and your your full address. It also asks you how you'd like to be contacted, whether by email, telephone, or post. And it also asks you whether you're female, male, and then your height and weight.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
Then
where's
once
this
you
form?
fill that,
Where do we find this form?
this form, if you go to our website,
Okay.
www.kkltrust, you will see a place where it says, if you want to register to become a stem cell donor, there is a button. And that button, it just takes you to check whether you are eligible.
Okay.
So eligibility is if you don't have a serious illness, like cancer or blood issues, or diabetes, or heart, blood pressure, those serious illnesses, or diseases like lupus, and all that. I need to give you a list who can join and who cannot. If you're in good health, then the next thing is you just click the button and they will send you a form. That form, you fill it online. It's simple. As I said, it is just those basic information. Then what they'll do, they'll send you a kit with swabs, whereby you just swab inside your mouth. You put it back in an envelope, or with Anthony Nolan, because I think they do different things. There is Anthony Nolan who actually send you kind of a container where you just put some saliva. But we work with DKMS, and DKMS, they'll send you some swabs.
Right.
You know those swabs we used to swab during COVID?
Yes.
But the swab is not about your throat. It is just on the walls of your cheeks.
Okay.
So you get the swab, you put it, and then you take it to, maybe I could have, I don't know, demonstrated, but I don't know whether we have time. So
Well,
you put
if
it.
you have time, how long does that take?
Then you put it in an envelope,
and
and then you send it back to them. That's all.
Yeah.
And what they do is that they take, I think most people would like to call it DNA, but not really DNA. There's something they call HLA tissue typing. They tissue type, because remember, we are all unique human beings.
Yeah.
So once they do that tissue typing, they give it a code and they just put it in the register. That's all. You may, if you ever match someone, which you might never do, but if you ever match someone, that's the only time they will call you.
Okay.
So for example, they can call you maybe 5 years down the line, and they'll tell you, you signed up back this in 2025 on this date, that you wanted to become a potential stem donor. There is somebody who is unwell, requires stem cell donors, and you have matched them. Would you like to donate? Is this something you'd still be interested? So you'll never donate against your wish or without your consent. At that point, if you say yes, then they will invite you for a full body health checkup.
Okay.
And at that point, you can either say yes or no. But then they'll call you for health checkup, and they do a full body health checkup. If you're in good health and you still consent to donate, then all you do is like donation nowadays. Only very few of them do the hip donation, where they put a needle and a syringe and they just extract the bone marrow from your hip bone. Very few of that, but many nowadays is just like giving blood. I don't know whether you have ever given blood. So they just put like they're getting blood from you. Yes. They pass it through a machine, and then that machine is going, as we all know, our blood is made up of different substances, elements or whatever. So there is platelets, there is red blood cells, there is white blood cells. I think there is plasma. I don't know, but I think those are the basics. But they will separate.
Yes.
So you get your red blood cells, your platelets, and everything. You get it back on this other arm, and what they will do is to separate the stem cells. Because what they do 4 days before the donation, they give you small injections to inject on your big muscle, the tummy muscle. And these small injections you do 4 days, they'll increase the production of stem cells. And that is what actually they harvest. And then that is what they go and give the patient. And you save a life. It's as simple as that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And that's
It's as simple as that. Just like giving blood.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wow. So I imagine, you've met some very incredible people through your work, without breaking confidentiality. And I know I don't need to tell you that. Could you share a short story that really touched you and reminded you as to why you're doing what you do?
Oh, yes. Many.
Yes, I'm
I
sure.
think many. Some of them are beneficiaries through our emotional well-being program. When they give back and when they give stories about what we have done and how we have impacted on their lives, and especially through their journey. Because some of the things also we do is we escort them sometimes to when they are going through. When you have a serious diagnosis and you have a lot of fear and uncertainty. Some people, when they're talking to the doctors, nothing gets into them and they don't understand when the doctor is explaining this and this and that. Sometimes I offer to accompany them through that process, whereby you take in all the information, you ask the questions on their behalf, you express their fears on their behalf so that the doctor can explain in a language that they can understand and in a way that they can understand. And when you're there, you're cushioning them and you're also explaining things that, because when you're anxious and you're fearful, nothing gets in. So when they come back and they give their experience of what we have done, what the vouchers have done, what the emotional group and the discussion have done, it really, really makes our work worthwhile. The other one is when I meet people within the community, when we go on these events and they come and tell you, guess what? I was called to donate.
Wow.
And I donated. Oh, it really, really, really makes me know that my son didn't die in vain. Only in the last 2 years, 5 people donated stem cells and saved, hopefully they saved lives, because what happens is that even the donors are never given the information of who they're donating to. It's only after some time, if they follow up, that they can be told what happened, and usually, eventually, they can meet, but it's always through the registration or the donor registrants. So those ones remains confidential, but the fact that I find people who come and tell me, like there is this lady from our community, she hunted me. She told me, thank you so much for the work that you do. I donated. In fact, she is the one who is on our website page.
All right, with the 2 bags in her hand.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So, and she agreed we can use her page. She was also used by DKMS. So, what am I saying? It really, I mean, if I never do anything else, knowing that the work we do saves lives, then, as I said, then I know that my son never died in vain.
Wow. Wow, that is so heartwarming. Well done, Veronica. Well done.
Thank you.
So I know we have been here for almost an hour and you still have to go to work. So one last question. I love the fact that you are working with faith and community groups. So how has that partnership with places of worship or cultural organizations helped open doors for these life-saving conversations?
I have to be honest with you. Some faith organizations are very welcoming. They open their doors for you to teach them and even to sign up people. But I've also found some faith groups very quite reluctant. And I don't blame them, as I told you, because sometimes it's our ignorance or it's our beliefs. But for those who have opened their doors, we are always very happy and very available to go and talk about what we do and sign up people. So largely on a most on a larger scale, most people are, most faith groups are kind of amenable. But as I said, I also find there's also another large group that is really not really very open. I don't know whether it's because of the topic, and then it doesn't align with maybe their beliefs. I don't know. But for those who actually are aware of the importance of what we do, they really readily open their doors. And we are always ever very grateful for that chance to educate our community. Yeah.
Wow. Well, keep knocking, and more doors will open until this become a common topic for conversations. Yeah. Again, well done.
We also do companies, like people with companies. We get invited, we go and talk, and we sign up people. But as I said, there is quite a big difference, because when you go into a corporate, I'm always very happy because the Caucasians, you don't have to talk to them twice. They're out there, they're signing, I think, there's a very big difference, and I'm not trying to bring our people, because I'm one of ourselves. We are kind of reluctant. We ask questions. It takes time for us to process and to make that decision. But I never give up. Because usually the more you do it, the more they kind of come amenable, they more understand, and eventually they sign up. But I find the difference with the Caucasians, because immediately you tell them what it is all about, they are there within no time, they are signing. And and that tells me the difference between how we receive this kind of information and how we react and respond to it versus the Caucasians. But it never phases me out. I still want to continue doing this work, no matter sometimes how difficult it can it is. Because sometimes it can be very discouraging and challenging. I especially when you talk to a group of people and none of them responds, and they're looking at you like this, and you think, did I make them understand? Is there any? But then I know we
it's interesting, because that's something that research, they said, okay, maybe it's to do with the language that's being used, making it more culturally sensitive. The language that, and well, I don't know, maybe that's something we need to look at in presenting our topics to people from our community, so that
and we try to do that more. We try to do that, and we have also asked people like DKMS to have leaflets that are showing more of Black people rather than white people. So we have tried to do that, and that's why I say I'm never tired, because you see, you can take like even half an hour explaining it to someone, then they will always tell you, let me go and think about it, Whereas when you explain to the other, they are quick to kind of grasp the importance and sign up. So I don't know, but as I said, it is an ongoing work, an ongoing challenge. We can't give up. We have to keep on doing it. And
absolutely. Wow. It's been a very, very interesting conversation. Veronica, thank you so much for your time. Just
You're
before
welcome.
you go, is there any new projects in the pipeline for KKLT?
We are just continue to do the project. We are focusing on those 3 projects: the youth project, the well-being project, and the outreach, the one we go out there. So if you have any big event coming up, we always ask people to give us a table and 5-10 minutes to talk about what we do, so that we can have that chance of signing up people. I always say I don't mind signing even one person, because you never know. That one person could be the one. So we always welcome being invited in events where we can go and talk to people and also have that chance of signing them up to become potential stem cell donors. That is what we actually normally do, what we get excited about. Yes. So, and if you have any youth, young people,
yes, we have some.
yes, you can direct them to us, and then we can be able to they can enjoy our program.
Yes.
And also, if you know, or if you're out there and you know somebody who is suffering from leukemia or any blood cancer, and they're looking to belong to a group where they can learn a lot and get some support and food vouchers, please message us on our website. And if you want to give me a call directly, you can call me on 0790 300 4252. That is 0790 300 4252. I'm always very excited and happy to take people on board so that we can encourage them through their difficult journey. We have groups. We do, at the moment, we are doing groups every other 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So they are on Zoom. You'll do it at the comfort of your own home.
Yes.
And depending on your circumstances, you'd qualify for food vouchers.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. So, yes, so head on to www.kklt, where you find more information, and hopefully sign up. Because if we're educated about this, then we're more than likely to want to help out.
It's www.kkltrust.org.
kkltrust.org.
Yeah, .org.
Okay. www.kkltrust.org.
Yeah, KKLTrust.
KKLT.
No,
I'm going to put it in the...
KKLTrust. Yeah, www.kkltrust.org.
KKLtrust.org.
.org. Yes.
Well, you got it. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. And
You're
to
welcome.
our listeners as well.
Yeah.
Please do visit our website and, educate yourself about this wonderful work that Veronica and her team are doing in memory of her son, Kevin. Let's save lives. Let's save lives. Let's save lives. So again, to everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And remember, let's get wealthy together by staying healthy. Until next time, take care.